Alright, this is going to be a video of this 48-inch Hampton Bay brand Tripoli ceiling fan that came from my local Habitat Restore. And I actually got it there because I volunteer at the Restore. And pretty much what I do for them is refurbish ceiling fans that they receive via donation and make them more sellable than how they previously came in. And just for anyone who is wondering, Hampton Bay is actually a Home Depot brand that sells all sorts of furnishings for around the house, however, mainly focuses on fans and lighting. To actually make the ceiling fans for them, they chose a variety of manufacturers over different periods of time. This one, just like a lot of their newer, more popular models, happens to be made by Kingdom Fans. Now I'm actually going to be demonstrating the fan for all you guys, starting out with the light kit. As you can see, this is functioning, and I'm using a single 40-watt equivalent energy-saving compact fluorescent bulb in there. And I'll turn that off. Now for the fan itself, beginning with the high speed. And looking at the black piece of tape that I secured to one of the blades to estimate RPM, I'd say high speed is going to spin at roughly 210, maybe 215. And for a 42-inch fan of today, it does actually push a fairly decent amount of air. Next, for the medium speed, this is going to slow down to about 165, possibly 170 RPM. And as you might hear, the bearings on the fan are rather worn out, and even after trying to put an ample amount of oil on them, they still are rather audible. So I guess it's just something I'm going to have to deal with, at least for now. And last, but of course not least, the low speed, which I'm going to be showing with the fan and light on running simultaneously. And low is going to move at around 75 to 80 RPM, somewhere in that range. Anyways, now I'm going to be turning the fan off. And I'm going to be talking about some general information on it. I believe the Hampton Bay Tripoli was introduced sometime around maybe 2004 or 2005, according to the Home Depot catalogs. And there's actually no real way to tell the date on this, or at least accurately, because the original information sticker was removed by the previous owners. However, given that the fan includes 54 inches of lead wire, I can guess that it was probably manufactured sometime around 2005 or 2006, in about that era. And to finish off the video here, I'm going to be discussing the fan's pros and cons, and what I would rank it out of 5 stars, beginning with the pros. Overall, it is a very unique looking fan, both in terms of Hampton Bay models and also in general, as really not too many other models actually look anything like it. Particularly the blades really stand out, as they have a metal accent on them, which is definitely very contemporary and also adds interest to the fan. Also, the blades are reversible. Currently, the maple side is facing down. However, on the other side, the blades are plain white. As you can see, here's the plain white side. Honestly, I do like the maple a lot better than plain white. I think it makes the fan look classy and more unique. Another unique thing is the fan's mounting system, as it actually has a standard ball and socket mounting bracket. However, much like an industrial fan, the canopy is actually a slide-up style one. Though this does limit mounting options, as from factory, it cannot be flush mounted, it definitely adds an element of interest to the fan, and is really pretty uncommon for a ceiling fan of today. As for the cons, I do find Like Kit to be kind of poorly designed, if you ask me, as the globe is rather small, so really it can only fit a 40 watt equivalent energy saving compact fluorescent bulb, which really is not all that bright. Also, the Like Kit was pretty hard to install with all the wiring in the switch housing, and also it does actually make the whole pull chains pretty hard to actually operate. Not to mention, I do find the motor to be a little bit on the smaller side. I believe it's a 153 by 12, and given that it's a 48-inch fan, I would have really expected to see more like a 153 by 15, if not more. Overall though, it is a very nice looking fan that does actually perform fairly well, besides a little bit of bearing noise, so I'd probably have to give it 4 out of 5 stars, mostly for the looks. Overall, I guess I would say I'd recommend it if you're into the style of fan, but there certainly are better choices out there, even from Hampton Bay. Anyway guys, thank you for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this video, and there's lots more to come.